So let's go ahead in terms of, you kind of are amongst the few printers who have open facilities in multiple locations. So can you share with us the challenges that you faced while doing it, the advantages of doing it, and what would you say in terms of recommending to others, should they do it or should they not?
It's very, there's no right or wrong answer around it.
Okay.
If you have a facility which is very well equipped and you're geographically set, and your logistics are very well organized, it doesn't make sense to have so many factories, to be very honest. Just because the transportation cost of a label is so less, it's barely 1.5%. And when you start a new factory, your costs are obviously much higher. So the reason of multiple factories cannot be costs, cannot be logistics reduction or whatever. It is possibly, at least in our case, the reason has been proximity to the customer.
Okay.
When your customer is right across the road from you, and when you deliver the labels in a tokri basket,
The feeling is different.
and when he says, it's okay if I don't have it, I can call them tomorrow morning and by evening they'll get the labels. So for us, that has been the reason to go to multiple locations and nothing else.
Because globally आप देखो तो जो बड़े-बड़े companies हैं, they have adopted this strategy. So you might have thought through much deeper. That would be one way of looking at things. But then
No, I'm not hiding anything, Sujit. Very honestly, I think proximity to the customer. And of course, a significant reason is also BCP. You want continuity of the business. God forbid something happens to one location. You have everything in one place.
right? De-risking yourself.
Yes. So de-risking not just ourselves, but also more than us, our customers. Because, when you're working with brands, significant brands, and they're dependent on you,
Their lines are dependent on you.
their business is dependent on you. So a 25 paisa label goes on a bottle that is probably 1,000 rupees. So when you make 1 lakh labels, your billing is 25,000. You guess what the other guy's billing is.
Sure.
So that's how it is.
I agree. अनुज, एक बात मुझे आपसे पूछना था कि do you see foreign entrants coming into India? Like Scanum came in much earlier. It's been 10 years, and I don't think any other company from the global market came into India investing into the label segment. So what are your thoughts around that? And you see more people coming in or not?
So no, besides Scanum, ITW, Signode,
Okay.
they bought a company in Bangalore.
Huhtamaki also, I think.
Huhtamaki expanded in a big way. I think they acquired 3 or 4 label printing companies.
Lovely.
So there has been, Reinders came in
Nice.
back in 2003 or 4 or 5. I don't know enough.
But this, I think you were right. In terms of all this has happened in the थोड़े साल पहले, अभी ये recent times with so much of action around the economy, क्या हो रहा है? I mean, this space, you see investments coming in, आएगा नहीं आएगा, क्या है?
I think the investors are waiting for the Indians to fight it out amongst themselves.
You perish and then we'll come in when the business grows.
Let the fittest of you survive, and then we'll pick up the fitter of you.
That's also a good way of looking at it. Huh? Let this fight internally, and then the last man standing, will look at them.
I don't know. I would like to say that because it's difficult running the business in India.
Have you thought of buying out any company?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
We are trying to expand, and very honestly, we don't know what is the way forward. How do you take it beyond a point where I don't?
But brownfield expansion, acquiring companies is a nice strategy move for organizations like you who've been there for like 15-16 years, delivered, performed, have created a brand. तो हर चीज ग्राउंड लेवल से स्टार्ट करने से अच्छा तो कोई कंपनी जिसका नेक्स्ट जनरेशन नहीं है उसको एक्वायर कर लो.
आप क्यों एक्वायर करोगे किसी कंपनी को? Let's ask this question to you. You acquire typically for a technical competence that you don't have, for a scale of a customer that you don't have, right? Typically,
Correct.
these two things.
एंड रेंज ऑफ कस्टमर्स की जो मेरे पास जो कस्टमर्स नहीं है जैसे, तो मैं ऐसे कस्टमर्स को एक्वायर करूं.
तो आप ये देखो ना, टेक्निकल कॉम्पिटेंस ऐसी कौन सी कंपनी है या कितनी है जो ऐसा कुछ काम कर रही है जो दूसरा नहीं कर सकता?
नहीं, मैं टेक्निकल कॉम्पिटेंस आई रियली डोंट थिंक सो. वो तो नहीं होगा.
वो नहीं है. अब दूसरा बचा acquiring the customers.
Correct.
But to acquire the customer, you are paying 15-20x the cost to acquire a customer, and that too when the customer does not have contracts.
Okay.
In India, we don't do contracts. You
Okay.
go to Europe, you go to US, you go to any other place, there are long-term contracts. When you're investing in an equipment, you know that you have signed in a contract with the customer, and hence,
We
you
don't have that kind of a trend in India.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay.
So let's say you go acquire, let's say you pay 10x, 12x EBIT, right? So let's say a company making 2 crores of profit, right? Which let's say might be at a 8-10 crore turnover. You pay, let's say, about 20 crores for that company. The asset base for that company would be barely 2 to 3 crores or 4 crores, right?
Correct.
Yes, he has a very important customer that you are managing. But how do you ensure that customer stays with him and hence you, one? And why can't you otherwise just go and spend that 20 crores in going acquiring that customer? So I don't know. I'm sure there are reasons, but again, I don't know enough about this acquisition business that I could comment more. But
I can understand.
But it seems that a lot of people who've come out from other countries to India, I would guess they would find it very difficult to run in India. There's so much of attrition. There are so many, new companies coming in every day. Your people, you have new faces in and out. Challenges of running business in general in India.
Yeah, I could
The
imagine.
price war happening. So my guess is a larger MNC, a larger company, global company, for them it is not as easy to run a label printing business. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I can understand. You mentioned about